very good evening, everybody. Welcome along to this week's episode of Tea and Tops, quite possibly the UK's finest baseball card-related podcast. Jason is with me as always. Jason, good evening. How you doing?
Doing good. I had 10 days to myself. Got a lot of sleep. Want to watch bad movies. Got to do a lot of baseball cards related stuff. It was fantastic. How's your week been?
Yeah, all right. Yeah. That's par for the course, I guess. Not filled with sleep and bad movies, unfortunately. What bad movies did you go on?
Oh gosh, I went through a bunch of Netflix I don't think I ever would normally watch. A lot of them there. Oh, I can't remember.
Some weak sauce on Netflix if you go looking hard enough. That's true.
You know what? There was a Vin Diesel movie mixed in there. There was a couple other things. It was bad. I was ashamed that I was watching those. But you know what? When you had the bed to yourself and you had the iPad next to you, you just kind of went, that was really nice. I'm going to go watch another one.
I had no idea there was any such thing as a bad Vin Diesel movie. I thought he only made good movies.
Well, you know, if you're going to go with Fast and Furious, I would agree with you. But, you know, when you have low expectations of what's going to happen in a movie and it doesn't meet those expectations,
that is a fair point. That's a fair point. So, yeah, welcome on to this week's show. Jason's recovered from his very hectic week. What's happened in the week since we were last on air? Well, this is just Wander's world now, and we're just living in it. So 2022 Series 1 is finally upon us. Topps had their big Rip Party extravaganza last Tuesday, which turned out to not actually be a Rip Party and not be any kind of extravaganza. There was talk of Topps doing a stream of some description live on their YouTube ahead of the breakers getting their hands on the product. That didn't seem to transpire. I was still up at 1 a.m. I went raking around on Topps' socials, on their YouTube. I had a rummage through Twitch and didn't find anything. I gave up about 1:30 and went to my bed. And I caught up and started watching some of the breaks from some of the breakers on Wednesday morning. But so no sign of any event from Topps, which is rather unfortunate. I feel like they missed a bit of a trick there.
So you're saying it was the Vin Diesel of Rip Parties?
That's not a bad shout. It kind of was actually, yeah. A bit of a disappointment. I was expecting some kind of celebration. I don't know what I was expecting, but there was certainly talk of things happening, and nothing seemed to happen. So, yeah, kind of disappointed in that. But it's been interesting watching some of the breaks back this week. But the product is phenomenally popular as we expected. Topps UK had their stock out, I think. On release day, perhaps Thursday, the Topps had hobby boxes available for sale on Topps UK. I think they sold out pretty quickly. Price not too bad as well, which was surprising. So lots of people in the UK community are obviously excited to get their hands on some Series 1. Seen a few Wonders knocking around, a couple of colour parallels. So some people will be having steak dinners this weekend if they've managed to get them sold. Because Wander Franco cards have just gone to the moon, as we kind of expected. Plenty on eBay already for tens of thousands of dollars, which is kind of mad. And we've even had some graded as well already. There are PSA 10s of the Wander Franco base card out in the wild.
So you must have to live next to PSA to go, you know what, I got my Wander card. And then rock up there and pay the walk-in fee. I mean, is that the only way possible of doing that?
Pretty much, yeah. So to the best of my knowledge, certainly to get for a product that released on the Wednesday, and I guess if you were lucky enough to be physically at a card store late at night, I know some of the breakers who were involved in the Million Card Rip Party also have physical stores, and they had customers in their stores ripping packs at the same time, or just after midnight, so it's on to actual release day. You're basically pulling a card out of a pack and you're walking straight into PSA and, like you say, paying that $1,000 or whatever it is walk-in fee to get your card graded straight away.
$600.
$600.
I looked it up beforehand, and I'll cover it on there. So, but yeah, it's $600 walk-in fee. I remember this hype. I remember the Ricky Jordan hype. I remember the Kevin Moss hype.
Good old Kevin Mass. We can't have an event like this and not mention Kevin Mass, right?
Yeah. So like I said, I hope he does well, but I think the last time for me that there's been this much hype over a prospect has been Ken Griffey Jr. This is who he kind of reminds me of. Like there's that's what the hype is. I would say even Jeter. I mean Jeter was expected to given number 2 and given shortstop the Yankees. He was expecting that. So best of luck to the kid. There's a lot of speculation right now.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like you say, I mean the no pressure. I read it. It's funny. Like just before we came on air, I read a really interesting tweet. I think it was on. I might still have it open actually. It was one of the sports card websites, and they tweeted out, "It's funny that the baseball card community cares more about Wander Franco than Rays fans do."
I was just going to say something similar.
Which is kind of funny, I guess in the space of a franchise, like he's obviously a key piece, but yeah, the collector community seems far more excited by the Wonder prospect than the actual fans of the team, which is that's pretty funny.
To be fair, like I said, if you haven't looked to see where the Rays Stadium at, it's in a terrible location. I think half of it's covered by water, so it's not exactly easy to get to. You have to take a bridge to get there from either side. If they would move inland a little bit, I think everything would go up, and they could have over 20,000 people in the stadium.
Well, it's taken a step closer, right? Because I guess with the Rays having this terrible idea of splitting their season between Tampa and Montreal, so that's officially dead in the water, which is one thing that's happened this offseason, baseball related, that it's not the lockout. So that's officially dead in the water. So of course the talk's now gone back to are they going to build like a new downtown stadium? Like Ybor City was always floated as the area to build it, because it's got obviously the Cuban community. I'll put my teeth in and try that again. So the talk is back on of a downtown ballpark for the Rays. So we'll see if that makes a difference.
So which always cracks me up, because in the early 90s, everyone used the Rays as, we're going to move to Tampa or build us a stadium. And now the Rays are like, we're going to leave or build us a stadium.
We're going to leave. Yeah, we're going to go to St. Pete. So they're talking about going back to St. Pete as well, or St. Petersburg, like the city next to Tampa itself. So, it could be interesting times for the Rays, but the Wander Franco hype is certainly real. The Rays have another top prospect who's barely getting a look in because of all the Wander Franco hype, but he's also got a rookie card in 2022 Series 1, Vidal Brujon, I believe it's pronounced, and his cards are selling for bank as well, but nobody talks about it because everyone's just talking about Wander and everybody wants the Wander. So as we spoke last week, with the Rays taking up 24% of a product's value in a case break, then you do actually have 2 prospects to wear that to wear that significant cost burden. But yeah, Wander is where it's at right now.
Where does Mr. Brujon rank in the rankings? Do I need to look this up?
Jesus,
I'll look it up. You talk. I'll look it up.
No, you're fine. I can multitask sometimes.
Brujon.
Now we're both Googling and neither of us are talking.
I've got it. I'm covering it there.
He is a second baseman. He is 24 years old.
So he is an outfielder second baseman, and he's the second best prospect in the Rays system right now, behind Shane Baz. No,
Shane Baz. Oh, there you go.
So
I think he's also got rookie cards this year. The Rays are loaded.
Well, I guess you have to develop your own prospects if no one's going to come there. Name a free agent that's ever signed with Tampa Bay in the last 10 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great point. I don't like being put under pressure. I could barely name a Yankee that's signed for us in the last 10 years. That's the big news, I guess, with Series 1. Like I said, Wander Franco cards have gone absolutely wild. I'll try and find the examples that I shared in the UK Tops group this week. But yeah, some of the parallels had hit eBay fairly early doors, had lots of watchers, lots of bids, were going for kind of scary money. So we'll see. As far as I'm aware, the 1/1 Superfractor, which is holding up the box price, As far as I'm aware, it's not been pulled yet. I did search it on Twitter earlier on and found out that the 1 of 1 Superfractor from 2021 Bowman's Best, which technically has the first of his rookie cards, that Superfractor was found and sent to PSA, and it's come back as a PSA 10. So somebody has PSA 10 Superfractor Wander Franco autograph 1 of 1 from Bowman's Best, which is pretty cool. I imagine that gentleman will do quite well out of that if he ever decides to sell it. I'm assuming he is going to sell it. But yeah, no word of the Superfractor from Series 1 coming out yet. Because when it does, I think we're going to see a bit of a drop in price.
So I found out. So Vidal Brujan is the 21st ranked overall top 100 prospects in there, but he's a 24-year-old second baseman who has his key is speed. So why it might be worth a lot is, when's the last time you went, you know what, I need a guy with speed in my collection? Unless you're Ricky Henderson, like I said, no one's collecting Vince Coleman cards anymore.
Who the hell is Vince Coleman?
Vince Coleman has the record for most stolen bases of the year. 132, I believe, is the record in 1 year. Team still steal 132. Yeah, exactly. So he was a little speed demon. So it was him and Ricky Henderson were going who could steal more bases every year. So, but like you said, who's Vince Coleman? Yep, exactly. So
yeah, I've made your point for you, right?
Exactly. So so that's his claim to fame. He's a fast guy there. The fact is, he's also 24. So if he's just breaking through the system now, it's going to take a year or two to kind of hit the system. And you're going to have that kind of there, and you're kind of a late bloomer there. So, if you're thinking about I'm going to get a discount Wander Franco guy, that's not
him. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, speed isn't it's not the big seller, I guess, but. Here we go. I finally found the post I was looking for. So yeah, any kind of numbered. Here we go. Any kind of numbered parallel. So golds which are numbered out of 2022 this year. So 2022 of them. This was on eBay from the 16th, so 6 days ago, last Wednesday. That's when I started posting these. So that's release day. Release day was last Wednesday. So the gold out of 2022 was already on eBay with bids up to $651. Image variation short print was already on 25 bids, up at $405. And the silver pack autograph at $199 was at $630, but I can guarantee would have gone for a downside more than that. The silver pack, I think it was an orange or something out of 25. Somebody had listed that not on eBay but in a Facebook group, and they were looking for $12,500 for it because there was one that had already. Here we are, just found that one as well. Number 9 out of 25. There you go. There was another one already on eBay that had 38 watchers and was listed at $14,000. So this guy was trying to sell for $12,500. So good luck to him. So yeah, Wander's gone wild. Let's see. I saw Richie was commenting earlier on. He didn't even get one in his box. They're not. I mean, as much as Series 1 has got an enormous print run, like I said, the million card rip party that happened on the Wednesday. So there is an enormous print run on Series 1, but Wanders, as we're seeing, they're not falling in every box. I think it's sort of, from casting my mind back to when I was watching a few of the breaks, I think they're coming out at sort of 7 or 8 a case, and there's like 12 hobby boxes in a case. So, you're sort of one every 1.3 or 1.4 boxes, there seems to be a Wander rookie coming out. Of course, I guess one thing that we should have expected, because they do it every year, but there's obviously image variations as well, or short prints as we like to refer to them in the trade. There's also super short prints, and I believe there's also a super short print. So these are all unnumbered, but have different pictures on the front of the card, and the code on the back of the card, that's different as well. So it sort of designates if you've got a short print or a super short print, and just how many bottles of champagne you'll be able to buy when you do actually sell your Wonder card.
I guess if you're hitting a Wonder card, you're gonna look that thing in the back and go, okay, do I have a variation or not? You're really gonna go and see. It's not like other ones. You're like, all right, here's my Todd Frazier card. Oh, wow, it's a short print. Great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's manufactured scarcity, right? So it's anything to put a price on it. So as well as having, so you have the base card, and then you have, like, I'll just do it off the top of my head. So you have the base card, the short print, the super short print, the super short print. Then you have all the color parallels. So they start from 2022. So you'll have the gold out of 2022. Then there's, and I haven't checked the checklist yet, but there's probably a purple out of 250. There'll be a blue out of 150. There'll be, there'll be 1 out of 99, 1 out of 50, 1 out of 25, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 5, and then the 1 of 1. Then you got the print in place. So yeah, like the breadth of possible Wonder cards is pretty huge. You're going to get a decent return on the base rookie, based on what any other Series 1 base card would be. There's like 10 pence cards, really. But you're going to get decent money for like normal one, like not Wonder ones. But so if you compare it to that, you're going to get a decent amount back just for a base card. It's not going to support the price of the whole box, but it's going to be a dent in it. But yeah, if you hit anything limited, so anything, any color, any image variation, anything shiny. So I've got the shiny ones. You've got all the silver. You've got the silver pack cards as well. Then yeah, you're going to be doing quite well for yourself with your Wonder goodness.
Cool. So we got a couple comments from the viewers here before we go on there. So Richie, who's actually watching tonight, good to see you, Richie. There, he says, "Imagine how many Hall of Fame cards you get for all the money you're spending on your Wander Franco cards." That you can actually buy legitimate Hall of Famers because you got the cash.
Yeah, this is the age-old argument of vintage versus modern. It's like, it's always a fun parallel to look at. Yeah, you're selling a Wander Franco, a guy who's had like 10 minutes in the big leagues, and one of his cards is, as we're seeing, like 14.5 grand. And yeah, you could buy like a swath of decent cards of Hall of Fame guys for that kind of money, but hey, it's just the way of the hobby just now, right? There's it's certainly not showing any signs of slowing down. And you get in, flip it, get out again before he blows his ACL, or he needs Tommy John surgery, or yeah, he's like round in second base or something and rolls his ankle and he's done. You've got to get in and out quick. But yeah, the money that cards are going for guys who have been in the league for 10 minutes, or as we saw with Bowman Draft, as we see every year, guys who have barely even played any professional baseball is bonkers. And yeah, try to draw a comparison to buying Hall of Famers it can be a bit of a tough one, but it is a good point. It is a good point.
I guess we'll find out when that Mickey Mantle NFT sells, and we'll see. That would be the most comparable thing, because it's a modern card, I guess you want to say, with a vintage twist to it. So being one of that. So we'll see how much that fetches, and then see if they start producing more Hall of Fame NFT cards.
Oh, this is a great benchmark. It's the 1st of March. I was having a quick look to see if it was open yet. Yeah, it's a great benchmark for this kind of thing. It's really clever by Topps to see, because it's a really iconic card to start with. It's not this still the top card in the hobby is the T206 Honus Wagner, always will be, but the 52 Mantle's right behind it. It's like they say, it's this generation of collectors. It's our Honus Wagner card, right? And I think this is a really clever thing by Topps to make it into an NFT and to see what the market for something like that is, because like you say, it'll kickstart something. We'll start seeing all these iconic Hall of Fame rookie cards probably coming out as NFTs, even if they are all one-of-ones. And that's another great revenue stream for Topps. And I guess at the end of the day, it's something pretty cool for people to have as well.
Yeah, I can say you own the 1-of-1 Mickey Mantle NFT. I just hope it doesn't go to a fractional ownership of company, so everyone can say I own a fraction of that NFT. That would just be the worst.
that would be like the fourth wall. That'd be breaking the fourth wall of a fractional ownership. It picks up fractional ownership of an NFT. I think the internet will combust on itself if that happens.
Richie also pointed out that the super short print cards in Series 1 are all Braves, and there's 3 of them.
They're all Braves. Wow, that's an interesting. Well, that's the one that.
So in my lifetime, there'll probably never be a super short print for the Mariners. So I'm going. You have to win a World Series to get a super short print. So
yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah, I almost said buy the Braves, but yeah, they won the World Series. You're halfway.
It seems like ages ago, doesn't it? It really does.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. Just.
Cool. And Glenn's also pointing out
actually 5 of them. Wow.
There's 5 total. All right. Well, what if 5 they are, and then I'll go to the next comment from Glenn.
Yeah, they are all Braves. He's spot on. Ultra short prints or super short prints. Acuna, Jorge Soler, Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies, and Dansby Swanson. There we go. And they fall 1 in every 39,226 packs. So good luck, everybody.
I mean, how would you feel if you pulled the Jorge Soler? At least everyone else, you're like, yeah, they're actually pretty good. The Jorge Soler had a good postseason. That's kind of it.
It's a strange choice. So a super short print is the shortest odds you can, or the longest, I guess, longest odds on a Wonder card. And the super short print comes in every 1,018 packs. So compared to 1 in every 39,000 packs, geez, that's positively common.
And you gotta remember to think, how many millions of packs did we figure out there was? There was like what, 30 million packs?
I don't want to try and figure it out. Yeah, they did 1 million in one night. There's talk of this print run being like 25 million or something, but who knows? Like, I don't want to sit and think about it. It makes my head hurt.
So interesting point. So someone else has said there's going to be the factory sets. Now, I don't know this because it wasn't anything possible to do when I was collecting cards. But would you be able to get the variation cards in your factory hobby set?
Yeah. So what they tend to do with the factory set is you'll have the entire base set from Series 1 and Series 2, and somebody will shout at me if I'm wrong, but I think I might have updated it as well. And what they do then, so they have a slightly different number designation on the back. So card number 1 in Series 1 this year, for example, is Shohei Ohtani. In the factory set, it'll be FS1 for factory set. So they do designate that it's come from a sealed set. So if it's like previous years, you'll get. I've got one. Hang on, I've actually got one from 2020.
Because that would be interesting. Because I would hate to buy a factory set and then to crack it open to see if I hit any parallels in it. Because the whole point of a factory set is not even to open it.
Yeah, so I still have a sealed 2020 purple which was a Target exclusive. So 700 cards, but just Series 1 and Series 2. So complete Series 1 and Series 2 base sets. And then they tend to have like a pack of variation cards in them. So in 2020, you've got a pack of 5 rookie image variation cards. And I imagine they'll do the same this year. So the big pool in 2020 was Vlad Guerrero Jr. So I may have some kind of image variation for Vlad Guerrero Jr. in this box. And you also got a chrome. You got a chrome variation as well. So yeah, so a factory set will give you 1 through 700 and some extra some special parallels as well. Like I say, this was a purple box because it was a Target exclusive. You got orange boxes which were Walmart exclusives, and they had a different pack of like a different addition to the 700 base cards inside of it. I can't remember what it was. I think it was chrome cards that you got in the orange box, for example. And this purple box was different. And there was also a blue box as well, I think, which had another different set of variation cards that was in it. So
they probably slipped some. They probably slipped some Ken Griffey Jr. key short cards in there just to fill it out.
Yeah, just to get rid of all that extra 100,000 they printed.
Yeah, exactly. So that's interesting because I guess being a junk hair kind of guy, like I remember getting my box of 86 tops and then opening it all up so I could see what was in there, and it was absolutely pointless of doing so because the idea of getting a factory set was to never open it. So I find that's strange because I'd be itching to see what was in that factory set, just because that's me. I can barely sit on the stuff myself. I'm surprised I still have unopened packs sitting around my flat.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the thing, and so whilst it is a complete set is what they call it rather than factory set. So while it is the complete set, again, they give you that extra as well, that incentive. So it's not just cards 1 through 700 and that's your lot, and you know you've got the full set. So they'll give you the image variation, or they'll give you special chrome cards, or they'll give you, some other excuse to open the box and see what's in there. But like I say, I've still got my 2020 purple, which is still sealed. So goodness knows what could possibly what delights may be sitting in that box. But 700 base cards for sure. So yeah, you'll get your wonder in your complete set later in the year. You'll probably get a special variation pack which might have a different wonder in it as well. So that'll be a kind of interesting to see actually how this progresses through the year, because guaranteed they'll milk it as much as they can. We'll see some kind of special wonder, I think, in most products going forward for this year. So
it's funny you say that, because that could bring us to our next part of the show.
Absolutely, it could. Look at me. It's like I know what I'm doing.
That transition was smooth. Yes,
yeah.
we Wander Franco Mendes has hit Topps Bunt. It is going absolutely crazy. It's not the first card that's out there, but it is Bowman's Best. It's currently the latest set that came out on Friday there, and the print runs on these things are absolutely insane right now. I spent a lot of time trading cards to fill in my archives, which I'm glad I finally got that one done. And I was trading some guys of my extras for his, and you're looking at print runs at 20,000 already for just the uncommons, and you get one uncommon per pack. So people are spending a ton of money on Bunt trying to chase Wander Franco cards on there as well.
That's wild.
I mean, we're not even a week in.
A week show where I choke to death. That's great.
Exactly. I've already coughed. You're choking to death. What else is next? I need a card to fall off the back here. We're good to go.
Yeah, we need to forget something, or we need to try and remember something to be more accurate. It's the same thing I did like 3 weeks ago. I've like taken a mouthful of coffee and choked on it.
You choked on it. So, I'm just trying to see if there's anything on there right now. But yes, so everyone's gone absolutely mad for Wander Franco, even on Bunt. So I can't even think of what the print runs there, because I don't know about you. I normally don't pay attention to print runs. Commons are commons, uncommons are commons. It's not until I get to the rare area where I kind of go, okay, well, I might look at print run on those cards there. Definitely when we hit like super rare, but it's
kind of anything below super rare. It's just like, well, I'll trade you a rare for a rare, and I don't pay attention if it's like a rare with 3,000 or a rare with 1,200 or whatever. Bowman's Best. I didn't even notice that Bowman's Best had landed. Let's have a quick look. See if we can find it more. Oh, geez, it's a big set, isn't it?
It's a huge set. Yeah, that was the only reason I was interested, because the chase card is Julio Rodriguez, the Mariners' top prospect, and I believe number 2 or number 3 overall in baseball. So for me, it's worth it to kind of see if I can fill that set out just to get the common and uncommon cards. I wasn't too fussed of anything out there, but Wander's in there. I did hit the rare burnt card. I don't know what you want to call it, but the card that's like half burned off. Yeah, which apparently is a real card as well too, because it looks like the sides are burnt on it there. Yeah, I hit that one in there, and I like that. But there is a guy on Twitter who is trying to convince Bunt to be converted to NFTs so he could sell us there. And somebody had hit a 1-of-1 Wander Franco card and sold it for $700 on eBay.
Wow, really?
So there is money in Bunt. So if you can hit those really rare cards on there, people the guy posts sales every day from his Bunt group he's in, and he always tags us on occasional stuff like that there. But I never thought people would be selling digital cards, but there you go. People are. There's money to be made if you can hit the legendary cards or the iconic cards, even in those, which is wild, because I do it for fun. It has saved me a ton of money and not buying more Project 70 cards.
Because there really is no ownership over a bunt thing either. It's not like it's got the protection, if you want to call it that, of an NFT. It really is just an image on a page. And that's kind of. I'm having a quick look back through the Wonder. Oh my god, like the Wonder cards to see what's out there. Man, there was some pretty cool stuff in Inception Black, gold label. What the heck is this?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, so it's interesting to see that even digital cards have value to these. I didn't expect that at all. I've seen a couple cards go for $10, $15, $25. Going, okay, that's kind of nice. I contemplated buying a couple cards off eBay just because I thought the set was cool and I wanted the chase card. But when you're talking hundreds of dollars for bunt cards, I don't know.
But
we said this before. There are people who spend $1,000 a month on bunt.
That's true, man. Yeah, I guess at times we can be complacent and think, well, everyone lives at kind of our level, or the amount of effort we put in is symptomatic of what everybody does, and it just isn't. Like you say, there are people who go through incredible amounts of time and incredible amounts of resources, whether that be coins or VIP points, or you can't really get VIP points without spending coins.
Yeah,
like actual proper coins. So yeah, I mean, good luck to them. Good luck to them. I'd love to have the means to invest that kind of put those kind of resources into a mobile game. But
I tell you what, let's start a GoFundMe and go, right, we want $1,000 to spend on
of all the fly by night GoFundMes I've seen, us so we can buy a Wander Franco legendary card on bunt.
No, we don't want to. We just want $1,000 to spend on bunt, and then we give all the cards away. Like I said,
okay.
Just to get that VIP status for 1 month, we just have a giant rip party of whatever we want, and then just go, right. If you donate X amount of money, we can do it that way.
You can get something back for it. Yeah. Crikey, that'd be interesting. Yeah. Stranger things have been funded on GoFundMe, I wouldn't wonder.
Exactly. So we might as well try to start the GoFundMe to go, yes, we just want to see where we'd do it if we spent that, and then we will donate all the cards away that are drawn, because there's no point. And then you think about it, if we found, I guess we'd have to find something we'd actually want to open, and then we could give away all the cards you would pull and all the chase cards as well. Or like that. So
be difficult. Just try to keep track of that is making my head hurt.
Like I said, you
can go back and view your history and bunt to see what you've opened. It's fine. I've done stuff like that before. Obviously, we're doing NFT breaks, which the ones I've done have been pretty fun. We'll sit and open a bunch of NFT packs, and then they get assigned per team or whatever, and then get distributed amongst the owners. So it's like NFT breaks have been fun. I guess it's just a variation on this, but yeah, that would be kind of interesting to try and do a Topps bunt rip party. Like I've got over 6 million coins now. Just because.
When's the last time you opened a pack of cards?
Well, I open packs of cards pretty much every day, because there's usually some daily challenge to open 3 packs or open 5 packs, but I just open like the NL Legends and the AL Legends because they're the cheapest packs. So I make profit on the packs that I have to open, and that just keeps my stuff ticking along.
One of these days you're gonna have to go and just spend it on something.
I really want to live stream it. That's the thing. I want to be able to do it, but the technical means of streaming my phone, like via my laptop to like Twitch or something, is a bit beyond me. I've not found a good solution for it yet. I'm actually rebooting an old Mac. It's formatting away in the background as we speak, funnily enough, because iPhones obviously play really well with Mac. So I might be able to stream it out from my Mac and do it that way. So you never know. We could have the Top Bunt Rip Party stream one night on the T and Top's Twitch page or something. That might be kind of fun. I'll burn through a couple of million coins just for the walls.
You know what? We should do it whenever they release 2022 cards. So you have a deadline. So spring. So whenever they come out, which I'm guessing is just be the first week of April, because regardless if there's a baseball season or not, you still got to get those cards out, because what's the point of waiting till a baseball season when it could be July or August?
That's very true. Yeah, and of course, we're not going to wait for opening day, because then you have opening day set, right? So.
Yeah, so maybe that's it. We'll try to find the technical do-how, and we see how we do it. Hopefully, it's something very simple, so we can do that, because I think Bunt is by far my favorite Topps product at the moment, because there's no Project 70, but and thank God for that.
good old Project 70. We've not heard any rumors of anything to replace that yet either, have we?
No, there's still Lauren Taylor's set coming out, so that's obviously a Topps X release. There is more Ermsey coming out. That's it. I think you'll probably see something from Chuck Styles. He's done really well with it. I know he spent All-Star Game weekend last weekend handing out his cards as business cards, and said it worked down really well with everybody. So good on him for doing that. But otherwise, I think you're going to see most of the people take a break from Topps, and hopefully they take a year off, let everyone's wallets recover, and maybe come back next year. We'll see how it goes. Interesting enough, we were saying it before the show that somebody had. First of all, I'm looking for the Dave Parker Alex Party 1/1 gold frame card.
I saw you put out that APB on Twitter that you're hunting that card. So. Yeah, anybody knows the whereabouts of that, and you can get in touch.
So I've had no bites yet. Somebody asked for the finder's fee, and I was kind of like, okay, I get it, but not to say that we're well known for Project 70, but we're kind of a big deal. And then we may not be tier 1, which I would say is Ron Bartley and CRT Sports Cards. We're definitely tier 2.
Oh, we're up there, man. Yeah, we're up there for sure.
So I was kind of hoping maybe someone might be kind enough to not ask for a finder's fee and just claim ownership. I mean, it was great. Alex Party even retweeted that, so we're looking for it. So somebody's got it. And in the process of sending that tweet out, we did find out that this Babe Ruth card sold for $8,000 back in December, and then got sent immediately to PSA, got graded PSA 10, and it went for just a shade under $10,000. Now, whoever bought that and sold the card didn't make much. I'd almost say they might have even taken a loss on it by the time you figure out eBay fees and PSA fees. It wasn't the best decision to do, but I guess if you spent $8,000 on the card, you think grading it might double it. Doesn't seem to be the case.
As they say, right? You pay your money, you take your choice. But that's the thing. Like, there's a big debate about whether you should grade any 1/1, because it doesn't matter if it's a 10 or if it's a 2. It's a 1/1. There is no other one. So you're in it for the fact that it's the only one now. It's not likely to be a 2. That was a rather extreme example. But whether it comes back a 10 or it comes back an 8, for example, like it shouldn't make any difference. It's still just the 1/1. I understand if it's a normal 1/1 card, and you want to get it encapsulated to keep it pristine or keep it in the condition it was opened in. I understand that. With Project 70 cards, though, you don't even really need to do that, because they all arrive beautifully sealed in the factory in magnetic card holders with a lovely top sticker over the top. So again, it's as pristine as it can be, and it's not really going to get any worse than that, because it's not going to, those cards don't rattle around in those cases and get all dinged up. They're well protected as it is. So yeah, it's that's a whole other discussion about is it worth grading a 1/1 at all? Personally, I don't think it is. I think if it's a normal card, not like a Project 70 card, stick it in the sleeve, stick it in a top loader. It's what it is. That's the condition of that card. It's not going to change. There won't be any others to compare it to, you know, it's the only one. Therefore, should it matter? I don't think it should.
No, I agree with you 100% there. I think the guy was trying to make a quick flip and make a few thousand on it, and then ended up probably best case scenario, maybe like $300. Worst case scenario, losing $300 or $400. So,
like you say, if you're paying that top level fee for PSA, and then it sells on eBay, and you lose 13% on eBay, then you've got to ship the thing and insure it. Yeah, you're probably coming out. It seems like an awful lot of effort for maybe a couple $100.
So to be fair, the guy put it up as an auction. Maybe he thought there'd be more interest for it. I mean, if I paid $8,000 for a card and a month later had it rated a PSA 10 and put it up for an auction, I probably thought maybe I'd get a bit more money for it.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
But at the same time, I think probably if he had waited till like now, or now I'm bored and my wallet has taken a beating for the last year, I'm still kind of like, I need to buy something. It would have probably attracted more interest because, again, you know, you had bills from Christmas. You know, it's, you know, January. If you waited another 3 weeks, I would have guaranteed you probably would have gotten more from it there, because again, there would have been more people interested. I didn't know about the sale, and I'm usually pretty active on eBay for looking for these kind of things just to see what it goes for. That's always my curiosity, is how much these one-on-ones are going for. And yeah, I mean, I heard nothing about it, so the guy did a terrible job of promoting it considering how much he put into it. I'd be on every Facebook group, every social media platform, do whatever I can to hype this thing up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want to try and get as many eyes on it as you possibly can, right? But yeah, I think it's interesting. Like you say, there's a big debate to be had about grading these things, but yeah, good luck to him. I mean, it's still a profit, right? You know, you take a profit of $300. It's maybe not what you expect on a card that's worth 10 grand, but a profit's a profit. It's better than buying a box of Pokemon cards for $3.7 million to find out it's got G.I. Joe cards in.
Hey, those G.I. Joe cards are worth something. You know what? you know what? If terrible thing that, you know, if I was in that situation, I'd be pissed off as well. But I would turn around and sell those packs of G.I. Joe cards and say, look, these are the fake cards that came out of there.
The fake Pokemon cards, yeah.
Exactly. You know, I mean, he made the money back regardless. But you know what? I would end up going, right, here's the fake Pokemon cards I have up for sale. You know, why not? So
one of the stories I heard was that he ripped them all, and there was like some super rare G.I. Joe cards that were actually worth some decent. I mean, not $3.7 million, but you know, there were some like pretty rare G.I. Joe cards that got pulled out of those boxes that helped recoup it. But like I say, he got refunded from the guy he bought from anyway. So the story goes. Plus, he would have made money on the YouTube video. So yeah, ain't nobody feeling sorry for him, especially not people in the Pokemon community. That's for sure.
No, not at all. I don't think anyone's feeling sorry for him at all. But you know what?
No, nobody is.
It made for good content.
It did. It did make for good content. And I think, as I've said about 1 million times in the last 3 weeks, there's no such thing as bad publicity in this game. So,
which is interesting. Speaking of bad publicity, Vegas Dave shut down his Instagram account.
Wow, so we're giving Vegas Dave bad publicity. There we go.
Exactly. So do you think he's just taking so much crap from everybody that he's just shut it all down? I mean, what platform?
He's going to be more thick-skinned than that, because, you know, he's a douche noodle. And he's been taking shit from people from day one on every social media platform. So quite why he's decided to remove himself from Instagram, I'm not too sure. Did he shut it down? Was he kicked? Do we know? Do we care?
No one knows. It's you know, you're looking for him on the side of a milk carton, going, "Where's Vegas Dave?" What, you know, he does live in Vegas. Maybe he got buried at one of the deserts out there. You know, Mike Trout deal go bad. He got buried in the desert, so you never know.
That's it. Yeah. I don't think it's quite as mafia run as perhaps it used to be, but I guess you never know. Oh yeah, look at this. Sorry, this page isn't available.
Yep, he's gone. So maybe he'll pop up in, and maybe you know what? I got this feeling we're gonna see Vegas Dave with the Wander Franco card, the 101. You know it's gonna be him.
Well, I mean, everybody in their granny who is a influencer, if that's the right way of putting it, is all up for Wonder Mania. So friend of Project 70, DJ Ski, has paired up with a guy who I don't know, but he's got a .io URL, so he must be Metaverse. I say that with my tongue firmly in my cheek because I work for a company that has a .io web address. So I'm slagging off Web 3.0 and the fourth industrial revolution all at the same time. So yeah, so he's paired up with DJ Ski, and they've got a 20 grand bounty on the one of one Wander Franco card from Series 1. I know Gary V is knocking around, making all manner of noise about Wander Franco and his cards. So for Vegas Dave to have fingers in it, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Yeah, I imagine all the usual suspects will be involved. Interestingly, when you Google Vegas Dave and Instagram, it brings up like a cached version of his bio. And his bio says, entrepreneur, the goat of sports betting and king of the metaverse. I mean, goodness me. I mean, I've seen some douchey shit before, but golly, that is up there. King of the metaverse, I love it.
Maybe Vegas Dave has just gone Web 3.0, so he no longer needs that presence on there because he is the presence. He's
perhaps,
shit. Yeah,
he's maybe disappeared up his own arsehole and turned into an NFT. Who knows? Anyway, most recent information I can find on Bunt 2022, which I think is how we got onto this subject, seems to be around March the 25th is what we're thinking. So that leaves me about a month to figure out how to stream from my phone to Twitch. It can't be that hard because lots of people play Call of Duty Mobile and stream their phone successfully. So I need to do some research to figure out how to do it.
All right. We'll see what we can come up with to do it. Because, yeah, that would be fun. Because, hopefully. I don't have nearly as many coins as you do because I buy them.
Yeah, ironically, if it does happen to be the 25th of March, there's a pretty good chance I won't be able to do it then because I'll be traveling on business. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So yeah, Wonder Mania, very much the theme of the show this week. Whether in the physical world or in the digital world, we've not really had any Wonder NFTs yet. I can imagine they'll be bouncing that ball fairly soon.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they've already gone to the third platform, so so they'll be due to come out there. I don't know if they're waiting for opening day or waiting till maybe March to kind of give a clearer picture of when they might want to launch these things. I don't know. It's like every launch has been so terrible. I don't know if I trust it anymore.
No, I mean, where's it going to be? When's it going to be? Who knows? It's going to whatever platform Fanatics is invested in already. That's where it'll be this time. So, will it be Wax? Will it be Avalanche? Will it be something new? Will they do like a Series 1, a Series 2 release that they did on Wax? Who knows? We could start that speculation off as well. It's so difficult to call right now, but with the recent purchase, like it's still quite recent, the recent purchase of Tops by Fanatics, it's very much been business as usual by the looks of things. But yeah, depending on what's going to happen, I think throughout this year, we'll see Fanatics, I think, start to have their influence over Tops, and we'll see things move into the platforms that they want to see get used and via the means that they want them to use as well. So, we know that they're invested in CGC and these kind of things. So, yeah, there'll be lots of interesting stuff comes out this year. We'll wait for our Wonder NFTs. We can hold them up next to our Wonder Franco super short prints and
so we got it there.
Super cartoons.
So it's Candy. Fanatics is invested in Candy.
So they're in Candy, that's right. And Candy's one that you can't use in the UK, so that's brilliant. Yep. So no Wonder NFTs for us.
We must be able to figure out how to get a virtual bank account to the US so we can do this stuff there and offshore banking, all that fun stuff.
But then Candy before was heading down the same route as Top Shot, so they were doing like the visual moments, whereas the Avalanche and Wax platforms were doing the digital versions of just the basically the bunt NFTs, where it was just the digital reproductions of the physical trading cards. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep that, if they run the two streams side by side, so they do the moments and they do the physical cards, the digital versions of the physical cards, or if they just spin it all into one thing and just have it like Top Shot, or like the new NFL one, whose name escapes me. It's got a terrible name, which is why I can't remember what it is.
Oh, I haven't even. I should probably look into it more, but I think I've been burnt by everything so far. So
yeah, I'm a little bit over it myself, if I'm perfectly honest with you.
Because I still have NBA Top Shot packs. I haven't opened it, but since I can't trade it, I'm not really.
Yeah. NFL
I
All Day is what it's called. There we go.
Oh man,
NFL All Day.
There you go. So you gotta think someone got paid a lot of money to come up with that. What should we call it?
Man.
NFL All Day. Oh yeah.
Well, it's Dapper Labs again, which is the same crew that do Top Shot. That's a much better name. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the name. I haven't heard too much about it, about how the launch and stuff went, which is probably, I guess, a good thing. It must be ticking along quite smoothly. I mean, we know that Dapper Labs are pretty slick. They have the best platform for it, in my personal opinion. Like their queuing system and their purchase process has always been super smooth. I haven't heard bad things about NFL All Day, so I think if it had been a bit of a nightmare, we would have heard stuff about it. But I like to think that no news is good news. So,
but you know what? We should probably be looking into that, because I think that the market for that over here would probably be much bigger than the baseball market.
Huge, yeah. Oh, yeah, by far. Especially with, it's been confirmed there's going to be international series games again this year. There's talk of Tottenham Hotspur, whose stadium the NFL used as well as Wembley. There's talk of them bidding for a Super Bowl. Now, I think it's quite one thing to have games in the UK, and there's going to be games in Germany this year as well. Interestingly, will we see a Super Bowl outside of the US anytime soon? I think that's a step too far.
No, I think that's a publicity stunt to get people to go, yes, we want to do this here, and yes, we should have a team out here. But I don't see that happening in our lifetime. There's no way there's anybody that's going to say, I will gladly have this game be played later than we needed to possibly. Because I mean, think about the times. I mean, if you played it, you'd have to play it like 9 o'clock at night here, and it would still take 4 hours.
They wouldn't be able to get licensing for that. It would need to be through the day.
Yeah, so you're talking 6 o'clock at the latest, really, to kind of get everything going and get everyone.
Well, that's like 10 a.m. on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, 10 a.m. So no. I mean, I know a lot of people like their day drinking, but 10 a.m. might be a little early for the general audience.
Yeah, man, you're putting Bud Light on your cornflakes at that time, right?
Yeah, it's just like a little Jack Daniels and my OJ to kind of get the morning going.
Yeah. I think from a licensing point of view, they wouldn't be allowed to start it that late, because, like I say, it goes on far too long. They would never get it. Then I don't think they'd ever get clearance for it. So yeah, 6 p.m. seems like probably reasonable, because you'd probably be done by sort of 11 p.m. midnight, maybe. By the time you clear everybody out, they could probably get away with that. But yeah, like I say, that's 10 a.m. West Coast. They're certainly not going to do it any earlier than that. You don't want the Super Bowl starting at 9 a.m. So,
No.
It's interesting. Like I say, it's a good publicity stunt, if nothing else. It brings more talk of, we want to be hosting these things, so we want to get ourselves a team and whatever. I think they'll get a team before they get a Super Bowl. And that doesn't necessarily mean I think they'll get a team.
No, not at all, and not the way with the Jaguars are looking. Like, I don't think even London wants the Jaguars to come over.
That's a really good point.
Although saying that, I did see that the Saints are due to come over this year.
That's right. I heard they were going to come this year. Yeah.
And the Seahawks play the Saints, so there's a good chance. Well,
so we could be in London like this year. Is that what you're telling me? I'm
saying that. Yeah. I mean, I'm putting you on the spot. So if the Saints and Seahawks play, we're going, right?
Yeah, we have to. Yeah. I mean, okay. It's a completely different iteration of the Saints, because obviously Drew Brees is gone, and coach is gone now as well. Sean Payton's away, so who knows what version of the Saints we'll see this year. But But hell yeah, I'd go with that.
All right. Okay, we're going.
It's been a few. It's been a few. Have you done a London game?
No. Well,
No, damn. I've done one. I did one.
no. I should have gone with Seahawks here a few years ago, but no, I decided no, I don't want to go because it would be a really terrible season for the Seahawks, and the first half of the season was very terrible, and they got really good at the end. And I went, damn, I should have gone.
I ended up going to the worst game ever. I'll see if I can find out what the final score was, but it was the Patriots and the Rams. Just many years ago, Patriots and the Rams.
Gosh, and Tom Brady would have been fairly young. He would have only been like 37, 38 at the time.
Yeah, so there we go. 2012 it was. The game was so over that despite the expense and the time taken to fly to London, met up with our group with our good friend Sam, stayed at his place and whatever else. So despite all that effort and drinking £7 beers, and we left at the end of the third quarter. It was that much of a whitewash. 45-7, the game finished. So it was 7 each after the first quarter, and then New England just went mad, and I think about a quarter of the stadium emptied at the end of the third quarter. Because even then, getting on the tube to get out of there and get back to the other area of London we were staying in was chaos. It was so busy. There's so many people left that game early. It's unbelievable. Complete walkover.
Cool. All right. Well, we're almost at 10 o'clock here, so I want to bring up the one last sports-related news before we go.
Go on.
And that is somebody recently found that they had a Michael Jordan first game ticket and almost brand new mint condition. And he noticed it because he was watching the playoff game between the Chiefs and the Chargers, and they were talking about how a ticket stub from the Michael Jordan's 1984 debut had sold for just over $250,000, establishing the record for any vintage sports ticket. And the guy was like, "Oh my gosh, I have a ticket." And it turns out what had happened is so the game was against the Washington Bullets. They weren't the Wizards, they were the Bullets still then. And it was a bit of a trek to get there, and his friend had hooked him up with free tickets. So he had him and a friend. He couldn't convince anybody to go see the game with him because the Bulls were terrible. This is 84, so the Bulls were terrible. The Bullets were probably just as bad. Went to will call, obviously took his ticket, ripped it off, and threw it away, but kept the other one as a souvenir. It moved with him 8 times.
God,
and then,
wow.
And why there was a bit of rippage to the ticket, just from the ripping apart, not like that. It's basically in absolute mint condition, and they're expecting it to fetch $1 million for it's the only one of the kind that's an unused ticket from Michael Jordan's rookie game.
Wow. So just looking up the one that sold recently, so it sold for $264,000, and that was in a PSA 6. So yeah, if he's got anything approaching an 8 or a 9, then that's going to be quite something. And this is just a ticket stub. So if he has the whole ticket, then yeah, that really could be a one-off.
Yeah, it's the only one that's known to existence. A lot of collectors universe, or I can't remember who the company was, just saying, you always hope that maybe somebody out there has a whole ticket, and yeah, this is the first one that somebody actually has the whole ticket there. So
that's kind of unbelievable. It's an ugly ass ticket. It's so ugly as well. It's just like, it looks like it's come off an old dot matrix printer. I mean, of course it has, if it's 1984.
It did come off old dot matrix.
Friday, October 26th, 1984, 7:30 p.m. Chicago Bulls versus the Washington Bullets. There you go.
So yeah,
cool.
Nobody had started designing tickets to look cool. You just got to use the standard ticket.
It's just a piece of shit ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, so but the fact that it's it's in mint condition, it's not been touched, and it's the only of existence. I see it going for $1 million, and then I see it probably going up in value even more after that, just because of it's been so 84, so we're talking 36 years, 38 years. and this is the first one that's popped up. I don't think we're going to see another one. I think you're definitely going to have a one-of-one piece of memorabilia that no one else is ever going to have.
Yeah. That's us both made bold $1 million predictions in 2 weeks. You realize that?
That's why we're so good, because we hit all these random stuff.
Yeah. So far, I think I've been right twice about things on this podcast. So I was right that Lauren Taylor was at the Topps launch party. I got that bit of speculation right. I can't remember what the first one was, but it was that Fanatics would buy Topps. That was my big shout. That was my shout as soon as the news of Fanatics picking up the license went. And I said then that Fanatics would buy Topps, and lo and behold, they bought Topps. So that's like the two things I've got right in pretty much a year of us doing the podcast.
Hey, you know what? That's all right. We won't remember all those misses. Like said, I did. Water off a duck's back. Not a big deal.
Listen.
Remember those
hits. As a wise man once said, you miss every shot you don't take. So you've got to take those shots, man. You've got to take the shots. So. All right. Well, news on Michael Jordan tickets. We'll round out the show for this week, I think. Next week we're scheduled to be back on Monday. Oh no, we're not. We're off next week. We're taking next week off.
There might be a surprise interview.
I was going to say, unless Jason pulls together an interview show. I am out of action next week. My daughter has rehearsals for a drama show, and I'm helping out backstage at the show. So the two of us are super busy all next week. So I definitely won't be around next week. Say Jason may have a guest on, or a guest presenter. If you fancy being a guest presenter next week, then get in touch. That would be kind of fun.
Or if you want to come on and talk about your collection. I said we had not had UK step forward in a while to talk about their collection.
No, we'd absolutely love to hear. Love to hear from people who want to come and talk about their cars. That would be super cool. Actually, it'd be good to get more UK collectors back on. We'll see what happens for next week. I certainly won't be here. I'll leave you in Jason's capable hands, though. Hopefully, we manage to get an interview together for next week. If not, we'll be back in 2 weeks. And I should have the calendar open so I can give that date. Monday, the 7th of March. At the very latest, will be our next episode of the Team Topps podcast. So until then, Jason, thanks once again for joining us.
No problem. It's good to see you, and I'll try my best to put something together so we have something going for next week. And damn it, Monday seems to be a problem lately. We'll get this sorted.
We will. We certainly will. Yeah. So keep an eye on the socials for that. Keep an eye across our socials as we continue the rundown of Project 70 artists. Jason and I's top picks from the artists who are involved in Project 70. You'll see that on there every day as well. Hopefully we'll see you next Monday with a guest. If not, Monday the 7th of March. So until then, stay safe, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.